Welcome to Blueforce 7 Jobsite Training Video Part 3. In this video, we will show you the Timeclock setup, mobile setup, and WebPunch setup on a job site. To log into Blueforce, enter Company, Login ID, and password. Click on Login. Sites are already a part of your setup. Employees clock in or out for their workday through various data collection methods, and time is then allocated towards these job sites according to the mapping of these data collection methods. To set up these data collection methods on a job site, click on Job Sites. Select Job Site Search from the drop-down. Click on the job site name to make changes to a job site profile. The third tab located at the bottom of the job site profile is Timeclock Setup. Under the Timeclock Synchronization schedule, you can select an attendance report option. Selecting one of these options will determine how the employees will be able to view their attendance report on the time clocks located at this job site. If you choose actual hours, employees will be able to see this report with their actual time in and time out. If you choose rounded hours, employees will see their rounded time in and time out. If you select actual and rounded hours, employees will be able to see their actual time in, then the rounded time in, followed by their actual time out and their rounded time out. Under Timeclock Synchronization schedule, you will also see all the time clocks which are assigned to this site with their asset IDs and their sync schedule. You can add a maximum of 12 sync intervals for a time clock. You can choose to edit this schedule by double-clicking on the sync interval you want to change. Please remember that the time entries must be in a 24-hour format, and they must be in chronological order. To add a new sync time, enter the time in one of the empty fields, making sure that the sync times are still in chronological order. Click on Save and Stay. The next tab is Mobile Setup. Employees would be clocking in or out from this job site using their mobile phones or tablets. The geo-coordinates are calculated by the site address mentioned in the job site profile. To view the site map using the site's latitude and longitude, click on View Map. You have the option to toggle between the map and satellite view of this site. To determine the geo-coordinates of the site, click on Determine Geo-coordinates. This option will cross-check the address listed in the job site profile and determine the latitude and longitude for this site. To decide the acceptable range within which an employee's punch would be acceptable, select one of the acceptable punch radii from the drop-down. If an employee punches in from outside of this range, this punch would require a manager's approval before his time flows into timesheet. Block punches outside the radius needs to be checked in order to enable the acceptable punch radius logic. If this box is unchecked, employees would be able to clock in from outside of this range with clean punches. Click on Save and Stay. The next tab under the job site profile is WebPunch Setup. WebPunch Setup is meant for employees who would be using the ePay WebPunch on their desktops or laptops to clock in or out. Enable WebPunch usage from authorized IP list box needs to be checked in order to add the authorized IPs on this job site profile. Managers can enter up to 75 IP addresses in the authorized IP address field. Employees who use an IP address other than the IP addresses listed in this field will require manager's approval before their time flows into timesheets. Click on Save and Return. This concludes our training on Timeclock Setup, Mobile Setup, and WebPunch Setup on a job site profile. Thank you.